This is my old Compaq keyboard, and this is the Aula F75 keyboard, also named as the King Budget because it offers the premium internal construction which other premium keyboards offer, but this offers it at a lower price, mainly at around $80 or $100. In this period, it's a bit more expensive, but 2-3 months ago, it was around $70. Now, the main difference between the two keyboards is about 20 years. Because the old keyboard from Compaq, which is one of my favorites, is actually 20 years old.
Yeah, boy.
Now, the main difference between the two keyboards is that this keyboard has a membrane system with a rubber dome, which provides the resistance while typing. This means that the Aula F75 keyboard offers a more seamless experience and a far more rhythmic and acoustic feedback. Now, the Compaq is very light and it has a hollow plastic shell. It also generates a clanky and a plastic sound while typing, and there's no internal dampening. In the same time, the Aula F75 is like twice in weight, but that's mainly because it offers 5 layers of sound absorbing foam and silicone in order to eliminate the ping sound, which you can find it on the Compaq keyboard. Now, the ergonomics, it's pretty obvious. The Aula F75 occupies less amount of space on your desk, while the full-size keyboard, which is the Compaq keyboard, it offers a lot more keys, especially number keys, and also some of the sound controlling keys. Now, regarding maintenance, the Compaq keyboard is also a bit heavier to maintain because it's kind of difficult to clean, although the resistance is just incredible because I washed this Compaq keyboard with my shower. And it's actually perfectly clean.
Yeah, boy.
Now, because these numeric keys, the Compaq keyboard, it's larger, which means that it occupies more space on your desk, pushing the mouse further right or left, depending which hand you use, and that also creates more strain on your shoulder. On the other hand, the Aula F75 is actually easier to maintain. It's pretty easy to remove and just replace a key if something just goes wrong and you have to replace it. And it's only like 30 cents in order to replace that key. While this keyboard is a relic of one size fits all for the old offices, it's actually a reliable and a pretty nice keyboard. In the same time, the Aula F75 represents the modern version of the keyboards for 10 times the price for a really nice tactile experience, comfort, customization, and really premium materials. And the sound is just exceptional.
Nice.
And the RGB effect is just sensational.
Sensational.
The Aula F75 also has a lot of connectivity features, like connecting it to a C-type cable to your computer with an USB control system and also with a Bluetooth system. Now, in the middle, we have the wired feature. On the right, we have the Bluetooth feature. And on the left, we have the 2.4 GHz control system with the USB. The keyboard has a 4000 mAh lithium-ion battery and it lasts around 17.5 hours with RGB on, while 266 hours with RGB off. While some other keyboards require specific software to install in order to control the RGB, this keyboard is just plug and play. You just plug it in and it just works. And it's really simple to control just by pushing this button.
Oh my God, what is that?
Also, the Aula F75 has special keycaps. Double keycaps PVT, which means that the legends never fade because they're actually not printed on top. They're just visible from the front. While on the Compaq keyboard, the legends are printed and the legends can actually fade over time. While I really like this Aula F75 keyboard, there are also some downsides on it because you have to make some specific adjustments after you connect it to your PC. For example, the F keys need to be adjusted because otherwise they don't work. For example, like on OBS, after I just connected my new keyboard, the F5 or F6 to start recording or stop recording wouldn't work anymore. So I had to adjust those controls again, and that's just a downside for me because I have to do it each time I just switch keyboards. On the other hand, on the Compaq keyboard, if I disconnect it from my PC and I connect it back again later, the settings on the F keys are just working as previously. And I also miss a lot the sound control keys, which are really awesome.
Sensational.
In the same time, because I work as a software developer, I was using a lot of the number keys on the right side. But the downside on the Compaq keyboard, which I have over here, is that over years of usage, the keys just don't work as previously, because over years the rubber is stiffer and it just takes a lot more effort in order to press any key on the keyboard. And that's something that doesn't happen on the Aula F75 keyboard. It's really easy to press any key, and at a certain point while I was editing a video, I was just laying one of my fingers on the S key, which means that you can actually cut the video at a certain point, and I just cut the entire video at really high speed. And that just took me a lot of time to undo. Now you might have actually a question, does it really worth it to buy this keyboard? Absolutely, because this keyboard has just too many new features on it, like the RGB, the sensitivity, the possibility to customize the RGB lights in the same time to change any of the keycaps, because this keyboard right now is just all over the market and it's really easy just to order these keycaps. In the same time, this keyboard is just really old, and if something happens to it, I might just not be able to change any of the keycaps. So it's just really good to know that I have a backup keyboard, in the same time utilizing the new Aula F75 keyboard. Now, because this subject is really sensitive over the internet with keyboard users, there are a lot of keyboard enthusiasts with a lot of keyboards and a lot of experience with these keyboards, and I might just receive a lot of hate or comments. I only use 3 keyboards and I really don't have the intention to pile a bunch of keyboards up in my drawer. So I have another keyboard, which it's a really light keyboard, it's a no-name. I use batteries to power it up and it's really light. It connects via Bluetooth and I carry it around when I need to travel to another country or another city, and I don't want to overuse the keyboard from my laptop. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below and see you on the next one.